Welcome to Cards of Insight, where we discuss all things tarot. And I'm Greg, and I live in London.
Anna here, joining you all the way from sunny Brazil.
Susan here. I'm here in Canada.
And Pavlina, greetings from London, UK.
And we are all tarot readers.
Let's try a different card and see how we would answer these questions with that card.
Okay, so we're going to do the same questions, and I'm going to pull another random card. So let's shuffle. Speak to me card. So let's see. Right. If I take this job, what will the outcome be? And I have the Seven of Swords.
Jesus.
Anyone want to have a stab at it?
Oh my God, Greg. Seven of Swords.
It's a little bit, it's not like the Four of Wands, is it?
No, it's
But
completely...
we've got complete opposite of the card, right?
This is a perfect card to discuss because it has such a bad rap.
Yes.
Such a bad rap.
Who wants to start this one?
I think Greg should start.
Okay, I'll start. Now, I can either defend the Seven of Swords, or I could give him his old reputation of being mean. I suppose you could use that word. Well, in this particular one, for the particular reading, I would say that he took a job. He didn't know what it was. He was sort of misled, so to speak. Maybe he didn't do his research on that properly, and you'll probably find that he's doing more hours than he's been paid for, or he's been paid less than the market value. And I'll tell you why I say that, because the Seven of Swords is a person of stealth. It's actually quite clever. He plans. He's meticulous, and he's a planner. So he's probably done it before, so he knows what he's doing. So I think I would say to take that new job, I'd have to do my due diligence and do some research, because a word that they would use is, you got the short end of the stick, if I could use that word, with that deal, with that job. So I'm either going to be paid less, or I'm going to be doing more hours than I agreed to, and probably I was misled in taking the job from the beginning.
Now there's a twist. I see this man here carrying the swords as the person who asked the question. So the man asking the question is actually the man there. So the feeling I get is that this person wants to get this job to gain knowledge and then quit. He wants that because, you see, there are two swords left behind. So he probably would stay there for 2 years max, and then get all the knowledge that he gathered and leave to a better job. So I think this job is like he's not a spy as such, but what he wants from this job is not a long-term commitment, a long-term job. What he wants is the information he can get from it, the experience he can get from it, and then he'll quit. So if this...
Like a stepping stone.
Yeah. If this is his intention, it will work brilliantly, because he leaves 2 swords and he goes out with 5. So good, right? It's high profit. I think he should pay attention, because people might see that. You know, if I don't know if you've ever noticed in the Seven of Swords, you have people in the background. You have, black silhouettes of people in the background. So some people might suspect that that's what he's doing. So if this is the intention of staying just a while and leaving, he has to do it really well. Again, it's a card of stealth. So do it well. If you're going to do it right. Okay? Now, if this is not a card for the protagonist, I don't see this as not being the protagonist. I see this a lot as a marketing card, because they leave some samples in your hand. They leave the need for a certain product, and then they go away with the product. So you go after them for more. Again, I don't see this as bad. It's not dishonest, but it's tricky. It's not completely upfront. I don't see it as bad. I like this card actually. I like it. 7 for me is a number for something that is out of the usual, something a little bit different, something that has an edge. So I would say that he will have no problems getting the job because he has that edge, but he wants even more edge. He wants all the edges he can get during his lifetime to, go up the ladder. So I would say it's good. Take it. Take it.
Interesting take. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and my feeling, like when I look at that card, to me, this is ghosting. He's an advantage of the situation, and he may not have gone into it like that, but then maybe, if it was a sales job, like he's getting bonuses or whatever, and it's like he's taking what he can. Maybe he's not making those bonuses, so he could falsely, claim that he sold certain things and he didn't. So there you'd see the stealing from the company. And I've witnessed that. I've been in a company with salespeople, and they basically claim that they've sold something and they haven't. So that to me is where what triggers me in that respect. It's telling me you're taking something away from the company that you shouldn't be taking away. And the people in the background, it's like, they're either aware of it or there's, further conflict to be reckoned with, as we all know with the following card of this. So, meaning the 8 of Swords, which is going to be maybe he's locked up in jail, right? So you wouldn't know that until, you read further on that. But that's how I see it. It's like he's taken something that he really has no right to take. So it could be money, it could be, some, if they're, like I said, it's some objects that the company sells, or it could be something more, like you said, Anna, like knowledge or something like that he's taken on to another company. So that's how I see the 7 of Swords. And you, Palvino, how do you see it?
Well, you see, like, I think this guy, he thinks, okay, I will rather escape from the company because somewhere else it will be better. Things will be better. Well, I think nothing will change, sadly, for the person if they accept the job. But I think there is something interesting about one thought, which means like he takes the knowledge and wants to do things differently. God knows if the person will stay at the job, right? But the question was, if I take the job, what will be the outcome? So in this case, it's not for a long time, but I think the person will find out what they want to do actually as a job, a specialist thing. Pick up one of the swords, and do working on it as a mastering it.
Oh, 4 different takes on the same card. I like what you said, Pavlina, the escape card, the 7 of Swords. Makes a good escapee, I think so. Yeah.
Maybe it could be from the foreign place, person is relocating.
Okay, the next challenge, relationship. How does Jake feel about me? The 7 of Swords. Oh, who wants
You're
to...
not going to baby trap him, are you?
What makes it easy, Anna?
Well, I don't know if I can say it. I don't know if I'm going to be blocked here. But look at the swords. I mean, it's all about the swords. It's all about using his swords. And look at the tents also. You have tents, you have swords, you have red shoes. So what else can I say? I mean, he's there for the fun of it. And, he has some fun, two swords, right? And then off he goes, with the swords ready for someone else. So he's in it for the sex. That's it. That's it. And he feels absolutely no remorse. Just look at his face. He's saying, Goodbye Stranger, that song by Supertramp, Goodbye Stranger. So it's more or less like that. I mean, he probably doesn't even remember the name of the girls he had sex with, a month later, that type. So in this case, I would see this card as negative. If what you're looking for, attention please, is a long-term relationship. If you want a quickie or if you want a good time, that's it. He's your man. But if you want something more solid, if you want marriage, if you want, a house with a picket fence, definitely not the guy. Just Jake is not it. He's not the one.
You see, it's all about perspective, because I asked what he thinks of her, and he's in fear because he thinks she's going to baby trap him.
Oh, makes
Ooh.
sense.
Because, and she's going to leave him with, I could even stretch it and say you're going to leave him with 2 kids.
Jesus.
And he worries about that, I think. I could say that too. Now, that's because I was asking him how he feels about her.
You shifted the protagonist to the guy. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The question is what Jake feels about me.
Exactly, yeah. And he thinks that you're going to baby trap him. Yes.
Ooh.
And so now, in that situation, I'll draw another card and then work from there.
Well, for me, Jake made decision. He said, "It was enough talking, baby. I'm leaving. I can't handle it anymore. I made the decision and I'm just going to try different waters."
So he's definitely leaving.
Yes.
He's not long-term at all.
Yes.
I get that because I look at the tents, and that to me is, there's not the best stability in a tent for sure. But I think he looks at her and thinks she wants this stability, or is looking for that kind of stability to build walls, even if it's, a canvas at this point, because they've just met. He's not into that at all. So he's going to make this relationship probably very short and sweet, and he's just gone. He's going to ghost her. And that's what I pick up from this card, because you can even see the rocky ground behind him. So he's slipping away quite easily, and he's got his eyes closed. Like he knows what he's doing, because he's not really sitting down with her and say, you know what, I'm not the right guy for you. He's not doing that at all. He's just disappearing. He's taking, God forbid if he was actually stealing something, maybe he takes back what he might have given her. So, yeah, he's not a nice dude. She obviously doesn't need someone like this either. She needs someone who is going to build a foundation with her.
Yes, Susan, you've mentioned last question. It's a sales and having samples. I think he's going to another sample of the woman, girlfriend, right?
But what I did notice is, even though all of us perceive it a bit differently, the common factor was there's going to be a departure in the relationship. It's just not going to work. So we all definitely saw that.
He likes the risk. He's a risk taker. He likes the adventure, because see how he's holding the swords? That's the worst way of holding a sword possible. He may get cut, and he doesn't care. See? He should hold them in a different way. So he likes the risk. It's fun. He likes the adrenaline. He probably fantasizes about, 2 girls meeting, the 2 girls that he had as girlfriends meeting and having a fight over him or something like that. So not a good guy. No.
He's not even worried about his reputation, like, over time that he's going to gather, because I'm sure he does this with a lot of girls, like just, enjoys their company and then takes off, and he doesn't really care about his future reputation, or that it's a small world and things may be found out about him. So in the end, he's going to be no one.
And he's probably has no problems finding girlfriends, because look how exotic his hair is. Look at the colors and the tints. I mean, he probably has that allure of somebody from an interesting country. He's so different. He speaks a different language, or I would assume he comes from a very exotic and exuberant place, and girls just fall for him like like ripe apples. Yeah.
He's got that pencil mustache, I think, on him. So, yeah, he's very exotic in his looks.
You see, it can also show how you ask the question, because listening to you guys, it's more based on what's he going to do in his actions and how he would treat her and how he's going to behave. Whereas the question I asked is how he actually feels about her. So even though he's going to use her and run off, he just thinks that she's going to baby trap him anyway. See, I didn't ask how he's going to treat her. I just asked how he feels about her. So that's how, that's how we get a little bit slightly different answers.
Is that more of a male perspective?
I would say so.
Yeah, because I asked him. Because I didn't ask how he was going to behave. I just said, I'm sitting with him in a pub, for example. How do you feel about, Sue, whatever her name is, right? And he goes, no, I don't trust her. I think she's going to try and baby trap me or something. Yeah, but is she fit? Yeah, she's okay, but I think she's going to try and baby trap me. That's like boy talk. So that's why I asked him, and I sort of asked him in that way, as if we were in a pub. I didn't ask how he would behave, which I suppose is more important. You'd want to know how he would treat somebody, wouldn't you? But I want to know how somebody really feels, because I don't think their actions are always the same as what's in their head. But obviously, clearly, what's in his head, he's doing.
Either way, either way, he's not a
Either
good
way,
catch.
he's gone. He's gone. Okay, the family, you guys. Why does my mother-in-law hate me so much? What is the take for the Seven of Swords?
Because she finds you a fake. She thinks everything you do is fake. That you lie through your teeth. Everything that you told her son is not true. She doesn't trust you, period. That's it. No more interpretations here. She wants a genuine girl for her son.
What I feel from that is that she takes advantage of the son. She takes whatever, like maybe he's very generous with her, buys her a car, buys her a ring, pay for her meals, pays for her rent. And so the mother-in-law is like a little ticked off with this person, always with her hand out, and her son can't, as she's probably looking at her son and thinking, you can't see the trees for the forest. You're so wrapped up in her. And so therefore her way of dealing with her is like she really doesn't like her. Like has no use for her, and probably it makes it very difficult for her son, but she's trying to wake him up probably. But yeah, that's how I see this card, is that she takes advantage of her son. So she's never going to win.
If I look at that card asking the same question, I'm starting to look at that person in the Seven of Swords, running away with him swords. I'm starting to think, I think he's sleazy. So the mother-in-law is going to get the same impression. I think that the mother-in-law thinks that she doesn't contribute enough to the relationship. Like, he's doing all of this for you. What are you actually doing for him? She's thinking that. She's also thinking, is she just going to leave you one day when she finds something better? So I also get the impression of leaving as well. And I get taking more than what you're putting in. You're not contributing. That's what I'm going to get from that card. That's why the mother-in-law doesn't like her. Like, what are you doing for my son? And we know mother-in-laws want the best for their sons, or mothers want the best for their sons. She feels she's not contributing probably nothing. She thinks that she's just a drain on her son.
I think in my case, she thinks she's a gold digger. Because number one, maybe she speaks different language or even different accent. It's from different region. She doesn't click with her because she doesn't recognize. She doesn't bother to talk to her, right? So yeah, I think is there a solution? I'm not sure. That another card should be pulled up.
And Pavleen, I really like the fact that you mentioned gold digger. And the reason I like that, it's because when people are learning, they expect to see only gold in pentacles. This is not a pentacle card. So you would say, how come gold digger? There are no pentacles here. This is a swords card. It's a card of the mind. So this is really taking it further. I was just saying, well, it's not only pentacles that pertain to money. You can talk about money in any suit, depending on what you're reading in your intuition. So great example. Nice.
Which leads us to the friends. What would happen if I told my friend her boyfriend is cheating on her?
I think she would ghost the one that tells the cheating. Let's say Jane tells Mary that her boyfriend is cheating, so she would ghost Mary. She wouldn't accept it. But you know what? She would ghost her, but the rumor would stick to your head because this man here is carrying the swords. So the information that she received about the cheating, she will not dismiss it like she did in the Four of Wands. In this case, she would ghost the friend because she probably doesn't want to hear about it. It hurts her. She probably has some suspicions. But the information, the rumor would stay with her and she would probably investigate. But she would also ghost the one that told about the cheating.
Yeah, I see it as like he's got his eyes closed here, so I can see the friend not wanting to see what her friend has told her, and the swords were standing for maybe the words that were spoken between the two of them, because I'm sure it was, very cutting and very, like, she probably accused her friend of being interested in her boyfriend, that kind of anger, and therefore you see the two swords sticking up. Well, that's the end of the argument right there. Boom. But they leave with so much anger. And this girl, like you said, it's in her mind, all these angry thoughts, and she's got her eyes closed. So she doesn't want to look at what her friend told her. So her friend has lost a friend and kept a boyfriend, is my take.
I would say, like, expect the network of your friends would fall apart. It will cause massive chats in chat rooms. If you have a WhatsApp or any messages, will be big. I think it's not looking good on you if you tell your friend her boyfriend is cheating on her, because it will be taken further. It will be like that hurt, and fight against the news, and then I think she will be asked about, yes, you knew longer, and other friends will turn against her.
And to me, Seven of Swords is void of emotion. It's not to say that she's not going to be upset. It's to say that her actions are going to be based on mental state, on what she thinks about things. And I would say that after telling her, she would ghost you. But it's definitely a card of deceit. It's not, there is emotion, but it's not emotionally driven. It's more, to me, it's more like a revenge card. They're doing that as a form of revenge. So the ghosting would definitely happen. I'm asking, well, would he ghost her or would she ghost the boyfriend? And I would say she would ghost her friend, not the boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not going to receive it very well. And that's what I'm torn between. Is she going to ghost the boyfriend or is she going to ghost the friend? And it's the friend asking the question. So that's how I know it's going to be ghosting the friend and not the partner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And instead of crying and getting upset about it, I thought, this is what I'm going to do.
Okay, study. I'm currently studying law, but my true passion is fashion. Which path should I take? Well, this is different. Who wants to be first?
Well, definitely lawyer, right? He knows what he's doing. That will be like definitely criminal justice or something like that, or could be as well with the international law. It's I think this is the master of the law. Language, knows the language, traveling around. Yeah, I think law.
I'm going to say that that's the law card. If you look at it, you can sort of, well, that's how you feel after you've paid a lawyer.
Yeah.
Robbed.
Robbed
This
blind.
tells me a lawyer is the way to go. I think the Seven of Swords is a great representation of a lawyer.
I agree with Pavlina on the type of law. I would even say immigration laws. because of the tents and the different colors and stuff. Yeah.
And I was looking at the tents as being the fashion.
Mm.
So like his looking behind and looking like regretfully, like looking at the colorful tents and seeing, he's decided to go with law. And so he has those kind of regrets. Because he's looking at the colorful tents, because that's how I see fashion myself, is like lots of color, within a different kind of surrounding. Not necessarily stable. Fashion is never necessarily stable. So that's why the tents. That's how I see it. But I do agree with the law.
Mm-hmm. So he's leaving fashion. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's leaving that passion that he had for fashion. Okay. Travel. I'm going on a trip to Rome with my 2 friends. How will it go? Well, this isn't looking very promising, is it?
I think everybody already had that experience of going to a hotel and saying, "Where's my necklace? Where's my perfume?"
Or passport. Where's my passport? Where's my money?
Something is missing. Oh, it wasn't me. Was it a janitor? So be careful. Be careful. I think in this particular situation, I would see this card as what it says in every book, the card of the thief. Keep your belongings close to you. And if you have to leave the hotel, buy yourself a padlock or safe, or ask the hotel to put your precious belongings in their safe, because this is bad. This looks really, really bad.
To me, it can also be a stealth card, because in this particular situation, the 7 of Swords is stealth. It's more like not like a robbery, more like a pickpocket or stolen when you're not looking.
Mm-hmm.
Theft,
Yeah. Nothing violent. No. Uh-huh.
Anything like a scam or similar to a scam. I don't see violence. Also, I get a sense of sleaziness. He's a sleaze.
Yeah, I agree with you, because I think they will sell you overpriced trips somewhere, and very spicy food you can't digest after that as well.
Yeah, it could be fake hotel rooms, right? You know how you go online and you book a hotel and you arrive and it's like, where is it? Where is it? Like that they're not there. They're these tents, or so it's not even a stable, a place to be. So yeah, it's like I would be saying to them, I think you better double check your bookings, and also look into, securing. And I might even like do a follow-up reading, or even before they get on the plane, to see if they do that, and find out before they get on the plane that things are going to be, because I would hate to give that kind of reading to someone. You're going to be facing theft, and it'll be like, oh my God, how's that going to be a good start?
If they do protect their belongings, there will be no theft. Just be precautious, taking precautions. That's all.
So, the 7 of Swords might seem like a mean card, but I was going to ask about the dog Pebbles, who died 2 years ago. And are you ready to get another dog? And I get the 7 of Swords. And I would say to a person or think, how badly do you want something that you would be prepared to steal it? That tells me how desperately you want a dog.
I agree with you. I would see this as a card of guilt. She wants a dog. She does want. You see the 2 again? 2 years ago, you have 2 swords. This is this is amazing.
Yeah.
She's looking at the 2 years that passed without her dog, and they're there. And she feels like if she gets another dog, she is betraying the memory of Pebbles. So this is all about guilt, right? And this is just saying, listen, no, forget about guilt. There's no guilt here. You're going to love another dog. You're going to, you can even honor, adopting or helping another dog in the memory of Pebbles, if that's it. But just give this guilt away. I mean, dogs Dogs are far more advanced in these things than people. You know, oh, you cannot remarry because there's dogs. They don't really mind that much. It's okay. I mean, just love as many as you can, help as many animals as you can, and they'll be happy wherever they go to after they pass. So I would say, yeah, go for it. There's nothing wrong with it.
This card is reminding me of an aunt who always got those little chihuahuas, and every little chihuahua she got was called Tiny. It's Tiny 1 or Tiny 2 or Tiny 3. So I could see,
Dr. Seuss.
so I could see that so I could see her calling in that second dog Pebbles, and I would be
Pebbles too.
saying, like you said, Anna, like she's not honoring Pebbles if she needs, names another dog Pebbles who is not Pebbles. They're another dog. Yeah, like if she wants another dog, she's got to be true to adopting another dog and giving it not the love she had for Pebbles, but the love she's going to have for the new animal. Not stealing away Pebbles' memory, but acknowledging it. Calvina, what do you think?
Well, there's something. Why she's asking this? Because I think she, every single day when she walks on the street or local park, the memories come up. She can't get rid of her memories of spending with another dog. But how it will go, the dog will be completely different personality. Completely opposite of Pebbles, and will be completely different. I think as well, breed will be different. So I would have to pull more cards to ask more questions.
Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and follow us. And feel free to leave a comment.